If God exists, then why is there so much evil in the world? It's such a common question, but often misplaced. All things must have balance, light and dark, good and evil, sound and silence. Without one, the other cannot exist. So if that's true, then God does nothing to fight evil? That might be your follow-up question. Of course he fights evil, relentlessly. I am Lloiu, one of his most holy and righteous angels. I roam the earth, disposing of evil whenever I find it. I kill the monsters you don't ever want to know about. I crush them completely so you can sleep at night. You humans have no idea how many of you live because of the work I do. But what about Stalin, Hitler, Ted Bundy, or Jack the Ripper? Well, those are all the minor ones that I had to let live for balance. The ones that I had to destroy are too horrible and vile for them to survive. What's funny is while I would wager you've never heard the name Lloiu or in any religious text, I bet you've heard of me. Americans, for example, have their own name for me: Sudden Infant Death Syndrome. He had been given the watch on his 10th birthday. It was an ordinary grey plastic wristwatch in every respect, except for the fact that it was counting down. That's all the time you have left in the world, son. Use it wisely. And indeed he did. As the watch ticked away, the boy, who was now become a man, lived his life to the fullest. He climbed mountains and swam oceans. He talked and laughed and lived and loved. The man was never afraid, for he knew exactly how much time that he had left. Eventually the watch began its final countdown. The old man stood looking over everything that he had built and that he had done. 5. He shook his hand with his old business partner, the man who had been his friend and confidant. 4. His dog came and licked his hand, earning a pat on the head for its loyal companionship. 3. He hugged his son, knowing that he had been a good father. 2. He kissed his wife on the forehead one last time. 1. The old man smiled and closed his eyes. Then, nothing happened. The watch beeped once and was turned off. The man stood standing there, very much alive. You would think that in this moment, he would have been overjoyed. Instead, for the first time in his life, the man was scared. It has been said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. I understand the sentiment behind this saying, but it's wrong. I entered the building on a bet. I was strapped for cash and didn't buy into the old legends of the hotel to begin with. So $50 was more than enough to get me to do it. It was simple. Just reach the top floor, the 45th floor, and shine my flashlight from a window. The hotel was old and broken, including the elevator, so that meant hiking up the stairs. So up the stairs I went. As I reached each platform, I noted the old brass plaques. displaying the floor numbers. 15, 16, 17, 18. I felt a little tired as I crept higher. But so far, no ghosts, no cannibals, no demons. Piece of cake. I can't tell you how happy I was as I entered the last stretch of numbers. I joyfully counted them aloud at each platform. 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 44. I stopped and looked back down the stairs. I must have miscounted. So I continued up. 44. One more flight. 44. Then down 10 flights. 44. 15 flights. 44. And it's been for as long as I can remember. So really, insanity isn't doing something repeatedly and expecting different results. It's knowing that the results will never ever change, that each door leads to the same staircase, to the same number. It's realizing that you can no longer fall asleep. It's not knowing whether you've been running for days, weeks, or years. It's when the sobbing slowly turns into laughter.